Hi everyone, welcome back to Picket Fan's YouTube channel. My name is Emily and in today's video I will be playing with some toner foils. This is the Fabulous Foiling Toner card fronts and this name is the Season of Christmas and it comes, I believe, with 6 different designs and they are perfect to fit on top of your A2 standard card fronts or card bases. And you can see that you get one with all of these messages and then you have the other 5 are sort of more for you to color in or use as is with your foil, toner foil. I will be sharing how I fixed some mistakes that I had today, and I will also be sharing how I used my alcohol markers together with the foiling. So I chose a couple of foils from Picket Fence, and the first one you saw there on screen was the honey yellow, and the one I have on screen here is the turquoise blue starburst, and both of these are some of my favorites. And before I did my toner foiling, I wanted to add some color to my trees here. So since there is a risk of ruining your tip of your markers when you're going over foil, I wanted to do this before I ran it through my laminator and got the foil stuck on top of the toner here. I usually don't, I'm usually not that worried about ruining my tips, but since I had the option of coloring before I run it through, I thought it would be wise to just do that. And you can see I quickly colored in all of the images with my Olo markers, and all of the Olo markers can be found also in Picket Fence shop if you like to check them out. The foil I used here on screen is actually the Brown Bear toner foils, and I didn't do a perfect job. I don't know if the light catches this. I had a couple of spots where I didn't get a perfect foiled result, but that is okay. For this panel, it didn't matter. This beautiful one actually never ended up on a card today. I have it in my stash here, and you can see I had this big sort of spot here where my paper sort of creased when I ran it through my laminator, and I was a little bit lazy when I did this. You saw that I didn't have a carrier sheet, and I thought that was the problem here in a second, so I will use that. I haven't used this laminator for that long, so I thought also that might be the problem. I also ran it through when it was still hot in my cutting machine without any dies and just gave it a little bit more pressure, and that gave me a beautiful result. But I had those lines this time as well, so I thought I use a carrier sheet, and this is just some baking paper that I had in my house. You can use whatever you have. And you can see I had even more of those wrinkles, so I decided to see, can I fix this panel by running it through a couple of times with some extra foil, and it actually fixed quite a lot of my problem areas here, so I was happy with that. One other thing you can do is make sure that your paper is very straight when you run it through. You can also make sure that your laminator is properly warm. You can see here I fixed a lot of it and I think it looks totally okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. The sentiment foiled beautifully when I run them through. You will see it's the same honey yellow. You can see I had nearly none problem. I had one at the Christmas there, but otherwise they were beautifully transferred. So here are our panels that we created today. And now I can begin to create some cards with all of these. So for my first one, I wanted to have this super cute stamp set called Reindeer at Play, and I wanted to have them sort of scatter around my scene. And I skipped ahead so you didn't have to see me color all of these in, but it was quite easy. I used 2 markers for all of my coloring, and yeah, it went super fast. I just wanted some contrast in those. And the sled I was thinking of having, but I ended up not using it for this video. Here is a new sentiment set that also are really perfect for these cards. And then I took one of the scene builders and used it together with the Glitter Lights Brilliance. This is also a fabulous foiling toner card front, so you can actually use it with the leftovers of your toner foiling if you like to, but for me I just use it as pattern paper to have as a frame around my scene. And now I can decorate my panel here by going around and putting all of my reindeers around the scene. And you can see I used a combination of foam here just to raise them up a little bit so I could have them really stand out against that really bright background that we created. So I will have a couple of ones flying here with the sentiment as well. And yeah, I thought a little Christmas note were a perfect sentiment for this card. So I had a blast creating this one. I thought it was super fun also to use the pattern paper around it. And then I used the Deco Gel Milky Way pen. It's also available in the Picket fan shop, and just went around and highlighted a couple of places on the reindeers. And if you didn't do a perfect job, these are quite small images, if you didn't do a perfect job keeping inside the lines, this marker is also perfect to hide that and just go over it. I created small rosy cheeks with my Copic marker. I believe it was R20 that I used. And here I will use some gems to decorate my Christmas tree. And this was really well sort of tucked there. So I actually went and did it off camera so I didn't like splatter them all over my desk. But it's good that they don't come apart easily because you don't want gems all over your workplace. So you can see I just decorated my little tree here with all of those. And that one is called North Pole Gems. Super sweet. And it has all of these different colors, red and green. And yeah, you can see here on screen, super cute. And when I looked at my two cards, I decided to go ahead and do the same frame as I did for my first card. I just thought I'd sort of brought my project together here a little bit more, and to use it in combination with foam to raise it up also helps my scene to really stand out inside of that frame. And I used one more of the sentiments that are off camera heat embossed on top of that cardstock, and it says Merry Christmas. So here you go, you get a close-up look at our two finished projects. I hope you got inspired to create something with your foiling, and don't get intimidated if you don't have a perfect result at once. It takes practice, and as you can see, sometimes it's just a more struggle than other, and you can probably pretty much always save it and use it for some cards. So thank you so much for stopping by, and all the links are in the description box. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!